Namaste everyone. Today I'll be talking about spiritual evolution. There are many people who think that the Vedas and the Upanishads or the ancient scriptures, whatever they had said about spiritual reality, not spiritual reality, it is the truth about the universe and about this oneness of the total existence and everything. They think that the Vedas and Upanishads had said the last word on it, and absolutely there is nothing more to say. But if we see, uh, just as physics and chemistry and all other sciences are continuously evolving, and according to the evolution of the human brain and the human understanding, the sciences, the arts, everything is evolving. So also spirituality will also evolve, because the evolution is not in the reality. The evolution is our understanding of the reality. uh, I remember an incident of in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, a very highly evolved and very uh, siddha, one of who would be called a siddha, that kind of a sage. He came to meet Sri Ramakrishna, and he, after having conversed with Sri Ramakrishna, he said that you, your realizations, your spiritual realizations have gone far beyond what the Vedas and Upanishads say. I wouldn't call you an avatar, but I would call you the father of all avatars, the source from which the avatars incarnate on earth. So that was something tremendous to say. uh, Even now, when we think about it, the thing is, it depends on our understanding. There would be some people who would, when they read Sri Ramakrishna, his Kathamrit, his Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, they would think that okay, he was a great sage, he had great spiritual realizations. Sages and aspirants, spiritual aspirants who have gone very far, they would understand him to be an avatar, to be an incarnation of God, who has incarnated in order to contribute to the uh, collective human consciousness, to the evolution of the collective human consciousness, so that humanity is ready for the next step. So the understanding, the evolution, the human brain has to go to the next level. So these avatars always come to take humanity to the next level. They set up the vibratory basis of a tremendous change, not only in spiritual context, but in science, in technology, in art, in literature. There's a burst of everything after the avatar came and went. And often there's also a war, a huge war. Like when after Christ came and went away, there was this huge war against the so-called Christians, the small group, all the tortures, the martyrs, and everything, the crusades also. And afterwards, after like during when Sri Krishna came, there was this war of the Mahabharata. That is the cleansing process. When the avatar comes in a vibratory, uh, in the vibratory universe, he sets the he sets up this cleaning process whereby all this the ancient patterns, the past patterns of thought, of obstacles, the psychological obstacles in the collective human consciousness, these has to be cleansed, and this new world has to be born. So after every avatar, there is this cleansing process. So even after Sri Ramakrishna came and went, there was these two world wars. Even after Sri Aurobindo, the first world war, Sri Ramakrishna went, the first world war, Aurobindo, then the second world war. So it's, what I mean to say is that our understanding of reality is continuously in the process of evolution, and we can never say that the Vedas and the Upanishads had already said the last word, because even Sri Ramakrishna's experiences, as this others knew and understood that they went far beyond. See, before we used to say, we the spiritual whole community used to think that the experience of oneness of this whole universe is the last word. And when the sadhaka, when the aspirant realizes that the whole universe is one, and that uh, it's all on a vibratory level, on a level, maybe the realizations are different. Maybe somebody would see that it's all energy, or somebody would see that it's all Krishna consciousness, etc., etc. The realizations might be different according to the way of sadhana of the individual aspirant. But then the realization, the basic realization would be the same, that it's all one. So our sense of individuality, our sense of separation, that is the illusion, that is what is called maya. Now, at first, before, like in the previous ages, everybody used to think, the spiritual community, these ages, everybody used to think that that is the last word. But then after Sri Ramakrishna, after Sri Aurobindo, they again and again said that that is the beginning of spiritual life. Now just think, when they are saying nirvana, the nirvikalpa samadhi, that is the beginning of spiritual life. So we are standing on the threshold of a beginning of a completely new spiritual dimension, or a completely new spiritual like gateway, which is going to take us further and further and further. We have to understand that this journey is infinite. The ant becomes the bird and realizes that the world is a lot more larger than it used to think. The bird becomes a human being eventually, and then understands that the earth is a lot more bigger place. And when the human being understands that, oh, there are several dimensions uh, of existence in this universe, in this existence, he understands that the spiritual aspirant understands that the world is a lot more bigger place. And then again, there are more to know, more dimensions and more dimensions and more dimensions. The whole journey is a very exciting one. So I just want to say, let the spiritual aspirants not limit themselves, and not have the illusion that, okay, that is the destiny, nirvikalpa samadhi, or this realization of oneness, or this and that. Nothing. And just be open to go beyond and further and further and further. So it's a tremendous journey, it's a exciting one, and we are going to realize new things always. So let's not limit our own thinking and our own understanding. And I also wanted to add a little thing to this. It's not only that the human understanding is evolving, but with the evolution of human understanding, with the evolution of human consciousness, the plants, the animals, insects, everything is going to evolve. Is going to evolve? It is evolving. If you, if many of people would have noticed that in the younger days, when we used to see stray dogs, or even pet cats or pet dogs, or whatever the animals, the way they responded, the way they seemed to communicate with humans. Nowadays, pet dogs, pet cats, or even birds and animals and everything, they respond so much in a more human way than previously. So many people tend to think that, okay, it's a human soul who has come in the form of a dog or a cat, or uh, of a cow or whatever. That is a different case. It might be, in some cases it might be that a human soul, again, due to some karmic bondage or something, they again went to and lived out a animal life. That is okay. And we shouldn't look down upon animals. They are also a beautiful way of expression of this absolute consciousness. Plants and insects and animals, they are all beautiful expressions of this ultimate consciousness. So they all have a beauty. Even grasshoppers, if we notice them very from a very close distance, they are beautiful creatures. Grasshoppers and ants, all of them. We don't know what they are thinking, we don't know how they communicate. Okay, that is our limitation. We shouldn't misunderstand, we shouldn't think that okay, grasshoppers and ants don't communicate with each other, or they are at a lower. Yes, they are at a lower level just because we have technology and this and that. But then it's okay, like they are on the process of evolution, and even we are on the process of evolution, and the human consciousness is continuously evolving. So anyway, this thing was that it's not that Vedas and Upanishads is the last word on spiritual reality. This spiritual, the truth, our understanding of the truth is continuously in the process of evolution, just as human consciousness and understanding is evolving. So enjoy the journey, enjoy the spiritual path, and namaste. Stay blessed. Let's contribute to the coming of a better and peaceful and beautiful earth. Let's contribute to the evolution of the collective human consciousness. Thank you.